Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our fourth unit, which is titled The Art of Advertising. Our lesson today is the grammar lesson, page 56 and 57. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 56 and 57, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. We're still speaking about the pen that we have spoken about in the discussion and the previous grammar lesson. This is a pen that I can write with it on a touch screen. I will tell you about it. This pen is made of white metal. So the material is metal and the color is white. And also, it looks like a real pen. The first glance, when you look at it, you will think that it is a real pen. However, it is not actually a real pen. So, by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use passive form correctly. What is the passive form? How can we use it? And you will be able to use sense verb plus like and a noun. We will have a formula, sense verb. What are the sense verbs and how can we use them in this formula? Let's get started with this one. Back to the pen in here, and as I have told you, it is made of white metal. When you look at it, the color is white and it is made of metal. Also, it is made in Germany. People in Germany made this one. And it was designed for touch screen. It is specifically made for a touch screen. And also here, the price is guaranteed. Those people who I got it from them, they told me the price is guaranteed. If anything bad happened to the pen, we will give you your money back. Let's check the verbs in here. Made as well, designed and guaranteed. You notice these verbs are in the past participle tense. These verbs actually in the passive form. Why in the passive? Because who does the action of guarantee, design, or made? It wasn't mentioned. All we're speaking about is just the pen itself, which is the object, by the way. So, let's look into here. People make the pen of white metal. So, these are the subject, this is the verb, and this is the pen, which is the object. However, my sentence was, the pen is made of white metal. Where is the subject in here? No mention to those people. I focused here on the pen. My focus is on the object and what happened to it. This is what we call the active, and the other one is the passive form of the verb. What do we mean by passive? Passive, you focus on the action and the object. The one who did the action or the subject is not important. So, we use the passive to emphasize what was done instead of who. You don't mention who did the action. I don't want to mention this person. I don't know who did the action. Okay, so for the active, as we all know, how can we form an active sentence? We will start with the subject, who did the action itself, then we will put the object, like engineers make the cars. The engineers, they make the car. Every day they make cars. So here we're highlighting the idea of the subject. I focus much more on the subject, who did the action. They were the engineers. However, if I want to come up with a passive tense, I will start with the object. So it is the car. Then then we will change the verb from the, let's say, the present into verb number 3, then followed by the subject. And by the way, this is optional. You can take it out. So the focus is actually on the verb, what had been done. So the car is made by the engineers. You can add the engineers and you can take them out. So the car is made. Let's notice this verb make is in the present tense. That's why I have used is in here, verb to be in the present. And this is the difference between all the tenses, the present, past, or future. The verb to be will make the difference. The following. What about if I am going to speak in the past? Engineers made the car. Not make, they made it years ago. In the passive, the sentence will be the car was made. Notice this one is in the past, so that one will be in the past. Was made, and this one is verb number 3. The following, how about the future? Engineers will make the car. Notice which tense in here? It is in the future. So I will start with the object, the car will be made. I have a helping verb already, just add be, will be made. So is or was or will be. These are the verbs to be. How about if I am having a sentence in the present perfect tense? Engineers have made the car. Engineers have made, have in here. So I will start with the object. I will say the car has been made by the engineers. The car, that's why I will use has, not have, then been made. So notice the verb, then present, past, future, or present perfect. Then you can change the tense of the passive tense. Let's check it to here. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa in France. This is a sentence. Now the first thing that you will do to form a passive, you will come up with where is the subject, where is the verb, where is the object. So I can rearrange the sentence. So I will say, Leonardo da Vinci is the subject. I will take it out. Painted is the verb. The Mona Lisa is the object. So this is the verb, and this one is the object, and this one is the subject. Painted, notice the tense of the verb here is in the past. Painted years ago in France. So I will start with the object. You will follow this. Object, verb to be, verb number 3, then the subject. We will say, the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci in France. And you can take this by away. Notice the was in here. We have used was because it is painted in the past. One more. Farmers grow rice in China. It is a sentence. Let's try to come up with a subject, verb, and object. Farmers is the subject. Grow is the verb. Object is rice. In China is the extra information that we will need. So grow. Which tense is the verb in grow? Present, past, future, or present perfect? Grow. They do it regularly, every day maybe. Present. So we will change the verb to be into the present. We will use here, rice is grown by farmers in China. And you can take this one out. Notice, is grown. Rice is grown. One more in here. We make cheese from milk. A sentence. Let's try to come up with a subject, verb, and object. Who does or did what? We is the subject, make is the verb, and cheese is the object. Let's rearrange the sentence. Start with the object. So cheese, yes, cheese is made by us from milk. This one is optional. Notice the is because we have make in the present tense. One more in here. Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. A sentence as well. Let's try to come up with the let's say subject, verb, and object. Shakespeare is the subject, wrote is the verb, and object Hamlet. Wrote. Which tense is it? Present, past, or future? It is in the past. Wrote. So it will affect the verb to be in here. We will say that Hamlet was written by Shakespeare. Notice the was here because we have wrote. One more. How about Thomas Edison? He invented the light bulb in 1879. Let's put the subject, verb, and the object. Subject, verb, and also the object. Put it in the right order. The light bulb, this is the object, was invented by Thomas Edison in 1879. Was because we have invented in the past. One more in here, and this one is the last one. Sleepy drivers cause accidents. A full stop because it's a sentence. What is the subject? Who does what? So sleepy drivers is the subject. It's actually the drivers. Verb, we're having cause accidents as the object. So the drivers cause accidents. Not all of them, the sleepy ones. This one is in the present tense. So I will say accidents are caused by sleepy drivers. Are because it is in the present tense. Accidents are caused by sleepy drivers. Okay. Now let's check your books on page 56. Change the sentences from the active voice into the passive voice. Carl Benz made the first car in 1886. Here you will come up with the verb, change it into be plus verb number 3, start with the subject, with the object. The first car, here is the object, was made in 1886 by Carl Benz. So was because we have made. Companies all over the world produce cars nowadays. Produce, present. So nowadays, today, cars are produced all over the world by companies. Are because it is in the present. In the future, people will drive smaller and smaller cars. Will drive, future. So will be. Here, in the future, smaller and smaller cars will be driven. Notice, will be driven. Let's continue in here. 4. Cartier makes perfume, watches, and jewelry. Here, we're having perfume, watches, and jewelry is our object, and makes is the verb, present. Perfume, watches, and jewelry are made by Cartier. Are because it is in the present. Francois Coty started the perfume industry in the late 1800s. So, where is the verb? Started, a verb in the past. So, we will start. The perfume industry was started, past, in the late 1800s by Francois Coty. The French have produced famous perfumes for many years. Have produced, present perfect. So, we will say, famous perfumes have been produced. Notice, have been produced for many years by the French people. So, all you need to do, object, start with it, verb will affect the verb to be that we're using. Here, in the same page, page 56, you will complete the paragraph with the verbs in parentheses, between brackets. Use the correct tense. Here we go. Here we're still speaking about perfumes. This is the verb that we're going to use. Perfumes make from flowers and many other pleasant smelling substances. Which tense? We do it since a long time ago until today. So, present. So, they are made from flowers and many other pleasant smelling substances. The ancient Egyptians, now we're speaking about the past, were the first to introduce perfume into their culture. And some special perfumes usually consider, let's use consider in the past, were considered. We used were because we're having more than one perfume. Were considered. more precious than gold. Perfumes used by the rulers of ancient Egypt in their tombs. So perfumes in the past were used by the rulers of ancient Egypt in their tombs, in their graves. For example, when the tomb of Tutankhamun opened in 1920s past. So it was opened in the 1920s. There was still an odor of perfume. In Rome, scents, we spell scents are more than one, spray extravagantly in baths and banquets. They were sprayed. So all of them, when the sentence in the past, use was or were. Otherwise, present, you will use is or are. Okay, so these they are. Now, the same, we're having an exercise, exercise 2. Talk and write or write about a set of procedures at school using the passive. Things that are done in school. The students gather in the schoolyard. We will use the passive. Who will gather them? The teachers will help. So we will say that the students are gathered. Every day they are gathered. They are gathered in the schoolyard. Also, the students lead to their classrooms. Those teachers are helping or leading the students to their classes. So we will say the students are led to their classrooms. Attendance, take. Teachers will take attendance. So attendance is taken. It will be taken, or it is actually taken. Okay, here back to the pen, if you still remember it, the touch screen pen. This pen is actually, when you look at it, it looks like a real pen. Is it a real pen? Not actually, it's not a real pen. It will, if you will write on paper, it will never write for you. Okay, so let's look at this picture. From the first glance, what can you see in here? For me, I can see a duck in here. The first thing that came to my mind that it is a duck. Is it actually a duck? I don't think so. It looks like a duck. However, it's not. It is actually peanut. Something that you can eat. It is peanut. For the first time when you look at it, it will seem like, it looks like. How about the sound? Let's listen. When you listen to that one, how does it look like to you? What does it sound like? For me, I think that it sounds like a train. Maybe it's not a train. Maybe it is something from TV or from the radio, a recording. But it is not a train. It sounds like a train. Another sound, let's listen. For me, it sounds like birds. For me, I think they are birds. Maybe they are not, but it sounds for me like birds. So, and here the formula that we're using a sense verb. What is a sense verb? Anything that is related to the 5 senses. What you can see, what you can smell, sound, taste, or look. It looks like a duck. It tastes like something. It sounds like something. Then it will be followed by like. Then it will be followed by a noun. What is this noun? It could be it smells like a cake, it sounds like train, or it tastes like carrot, or looks like a bug. What appears to you from the first sight. So I can tell in here, we use the sense verb like plus a noun to say how things appear to us, not reality, how it appears to me. So it looks like a bug, it's not a bug actually, and it sounds like a good idea. The first thing that you believe. Let's try to do this exercise. Your book's page 56, exercise A. Use the correct verb, whether look, smell, sound, or taste. This new doorbell, you can hear it, just like parrot. A doorbell, this sounds like parrot. You like a businessman with that new haircut. The way I can see you, so you look like a businessman because of the haircut. I like this new fragrance. It like roses. Perfume. It smells like roses. This restaurant food doesn't like home cooking. When you are eating, the sense verb is taste. It doesn't taste like home cooking. You just like your father and mother, but thanks for the advice anyway. When you're giving advice, you're saying something, so you sound like your mom and dad. The twins just like their mother, don't you think, when you look at them? So the twins look like their mother. They look like each other and they look like their mother. One more in here in your workbooks, page 112. Complete the advertising slogan. Use the correct verb look, smell, sound, or taste. Number 1. Like a rose with our new spring flower perfume. The perfume, which verb is suitable for them? It is actually smell. Smell like rose with our new spring flower perfume. Now, speaking about a restaurant. Eat at Antonio's Italian restaurant. Food is cooked in a restaurant, but it is cooked at home. Food is related with which sense? With it tastes. It tastes like home cooked food. Here, speaking about this English language CDs. Are you learning English? Listen to our English language CDs, and soon you will like a native speaker. When you speak, you will sound like a native speaker. Like professional, wear Valenciani suit. When you are wearing something, people will look at you, so look like professionals, as if you were a professional person. One more on page 56. Here, complete the sentences. And here, you will smell like, then you will smell like what? We can say smell like peanut. We don't have smell for that. The air smells like smoke when it is a bad smell, or it smells like roses. You can also say, I'm not sure what the food is, but it tastes like, when you are trying new food, it tastes like something, let's say chicken, something like cake. I will say something like peanuts, tastes like peanut. She has spoken English for 10 years, and she sounds like, when you are professional in English, you sound like whom? As if it were your mother tongue, like a native speaker. Brian washed his car this morning, and it looks like, when it is very bright, clean, it looks like a new car. It looks like a diamond, something that is new or it is shiny. Okay, for your homework, check your workbooks on page 38, exercise B. Your workbook or exercise B, you will only choose the correct answer for the sense verb. Okay, I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.